Hello, my name is Wayan Pastika. My identification number is 2113011 I'm from Class B, Mathematics Education. I'm student from Unixa Math Education Department. Okay, on this session, I will present material about limit of function. There are several topics in the limit of function material that I will present. In this limit of function material, there are four topics. Okay, four topics. Namely, the first topic is definition of limit. The second is properties of limit. The third is method of limit, and finally, the fourth is real-life application of limit. Well, without waiting long, let's start with the first topic. Okay, the first topic, definition of limit. Maybe a friend are confused about what is limit. What is limit? Okay, limit can be defined as going to a limit, something that is close but unitable. Okay, in the language of mathematics, this condition is called limit. Limit of function is one of the basic concept in calculus and analysis. Okay, which states that a function fx will approach a certain value if the value is approached by x. In mathematical language, limit is written with limit x approaching a, function fx equal to L. Okay, important note for language. A function is said to have a limit if the left limit and right limit, okay, have the same value, and if the left limit and right limit are not the sum, then the limit values does not exist. Next, we will enter the second topic, namely properties of limit. Okay, here we can suppose that fx and gx are functions that have limit values for x approaching a, where c and a are real number and n is a positive integer. And properties of limit consist of 8 properties. Namely, the first, if the limit of x approaches a of c, then the result is c. Because x is approaching something that has nothing to do with c. Okay. Second, the limit of x approaching a from x is equal to a, meaning that if here x is approaching a and here x, then the result is a. Next, the third, the limits of x approaching a from c times fx. Here c is a number on constanta. C is a number on constanta. Okay, fx is function. Then this first limit form can be done with the second limit form. Okay, so c is removed from the limit, the result will be the sum. Next, the fourth, the limit of x approaching a from fx is added to the limit of x approaching a from gx. The result will be the sum as, if we do the limit of x approaching a from fx first, okay, and then add to the limit of x approaching a from gx. Then for the limit of x approaching a from fx minus the limit of x approaching a from gx, the method is the sum as the increase of the limit. Okay, the fifth, limit x approaching a from fx multiplied by gx. The result will be the sum. If we do limit x approaching a from fx first and limit x approaching a from gx first, then multiply, the result will be the sum. Okay, the sixth, limit x approaching a of fx divided by gx. The result is the sum as limit x approaching a of fx divided by limit x approaching a of gx. The seventh, limit x approximates a from fx power by n. N can be a free power. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. It can be done with limit x approximates a from fx first. Okay, after the result is found then power by n. The last, then the eighth, limit x approaches a from the root of fx, the sum as of the root outside. So work on limit x approaches a from fx first, then root it, and the result will be the sum. After we already know the properties of the limit, then we go to the third topic, namely method of limit. In limit material, there are three methods of solving. The first, by substitution method, the second by factorization method, and the third by conjugate multiplication method. Okay, the first, substitution method. The substitution method is the most basic way to find the limit value. This method is done by directly substituting values into the function fx. Example of substitution: find the limit of x approaching to x squared plus 3x plus 4 divided by minus 1. The solution is, the first step we have to do is to substitute 2 into x. Okay, so that it becomes 2 squared minus the 3 times 2 plus 4 divided by x minus 1. Okay, then 4 minus 6 plus 4 divided by 2 minus 1 equal to 2 divided by 1. So we get the result 2. This is the most basic way to find the limit value. Okay, second, the factorization method. If the substitution method produces a value with an interment in the determinant from such as infinity, then the function must be factorized first. Then it can be substituted. Okay, factorization example: find the limits x approaching 4 of the square plus 10x minus x divided by 3 square plus 3x minus 4. Okay, the solution is the first step is that we can factorize the two functions more simple. 3x minus 2 times times x plus 4 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 4. Then substitute x into the function, which is 3 times minus 4 minus 2 divided by minus 4 minus 1, and the final result is 14 divided by 5. Okay, if the substitution method produces an irrational limit value, then the function is multiplied by its common root, then it can be substituted. Okay, example of conjugate multiplication: determine the limit x approaching 0 of 5x divided by 3 minus square root of 9 plus x. Okay, the solution is, to convert an irrational number, we must multiply by a common root, which is 5x divided by the 3 minus square root of 9 plus x times 3 plus square root of 9 plus x divided by 3 plus square root of 9 plus x. Then substitute x into the function, which is 5x times 3 plus square root of 9 plus plus x divided by x. It can be simplified to 5 times 3 plus square root of 9 plus x. X is replaced with 0, so that the final result is 5 times 6, which is 30. Okay, next is the last topic, namely the fourth topic, where this topic discusses the real life application of limits. What are the example of real life application of limit? Here there are 4 examples of real life application of limit. Namely, first, the principle of limit is also often employed by various companies to minimize production costs to maximize profit. Second is economy. It is used to calculate average cost and interest rate. The third, under everyday problem related to a function instantaneous rate of change can be solved using the concept of limit. The fourth is basic. It is used to calculate the velocity of a falling object or the speed of a vehicle. Okay, that's all the presentation from me about the limit of function material that explained earlier. Hopefully, with this explanation, friend can understand the material about the limit of function. That's all from me. Thank you. See you next time.